Good Erev Shabbos, everyone. A good Chodesh. The Erev Shabbos Parshas Tazria Metzorah. Bulk of the parsha, of course, dealing with the whole idea and the concept of Tzara'as, of leprosy, not medical leprosy, it's biblical leprosy. We understand that the reason why leprosy comes to a person, one of the reasons that Chazal tell us is because of Lashon hara, and therefore we spend a lot of time, of course, talking about Lashon hara during this parsha. The first thing we have to uncover is that why does the whole parsha, the whole business with Tzara'as, with this terrible, evil thing, Tzara'as, that happens to a person, this tragic thing that happens to a person, why do we call it, why do we say that Adam, that we call the person that we're talking about, we say an Adam ki yiyeh ba'or b'saro, when a person has on the flesh of his skin. What do you mean Adam? Call him ki enosh, ish. We use those words all the time in the Torah. The word Adam is a word that talks about the chashivas of a person, the importance of a person, the elevated status of a person, or the distinction of a person. Why is it that we're using that term to talk about a person who spoke Lashon hara and ended up getting Tzara'as and getting separated from the community? We also have to worry when you talk about Lashon hara. You can talk about the laws of Lashon hara from today till tomorrow. You can talk about the downside of Lashon hara, why Lashon hara is so terrible, how it destroys people, how it destroys communities, it destroys lives. But let's dig down. What's the real issue in speaking Lashon hara? Why is it so negative? Why is it so painful? Why is it so powerful? What really is the root of Lashon hara? So I'm going to give two ideas. The first is that we have a rule that a person is not allowed to judge a relative. You can't be a judge for a relative. You can't give testimony on a relative because you can't be objective about a relative because you're connected to them. And you're meant to feel connected to them. If I can sit and look at you and give judgment and pass judgment about you, that means I don't feel that oneness. I don't feel that connection. The fact that I could speak Lashon hara about you means, by definition, that I don't feel that I'm a part of you. When Moshe Rabbeinu saw that Dasan Aviram were willing to speak Lashon hara about Moshe Rabbeinu, were willing to go and tell on Moshe Rabbeinu's reaction was, now we know exactly why we're in Galus. We're in Galus not because of the Lashon hara. We're in Galus because of a lack of sense of connection to each other. Because if I really was connected to you, then I wouldn't feel the negativity, because I would be preserving. I would be so worried about ensuring that we remained connected, that we remained together. I would try to find all those things positive about you. I would try to find all those good things in order to be able to keep us connected and to keep us one. And if I could quickly look at you and run you down, that means that I'm not feeling that connection with you. But I think there's another serious problem. And the other serious problem is that, those happy people in the world? You've met one or two. Those people that everything in life is so amazing and everything in life is so wonderful. And every person, they could see the positive, they could see the good in every person. They can see how amazing the person is. Those people don't have to be told not to speak Lashon hara because they don't see anything negative. You know what the real problem of speaking Lashon hara is? The real problem is that we're seeing negative. That we have an ability to be able to see negative things. That our mind goes to that negative place. I always say, when I speak about Lashon hara, they a lot of times in schools give kids a kind of exercise called the Machsom Lefi, where they tell them, pick an hour during the day and don't speak Lashon hara, and it's supposed to train them to not speak Lashon hara. I don't think it's really effective, because all it does is it trains you not to speak Lashon hara like a monkey. But it doesn't change anything. It doesn't really fix the Lashon hara problem. Because Lashon hara is caused from a negativity, from a sense of negativity, from being negative, from feeling negativity. And if we could wipe out the negativity, if we could start to train ourselves to see everything is so awesome and amazing, and in every difficult thing there is something that is so phenomenal and so amazing, and so we see the hand of God so clearly, no matter how much it hurts. So then we start to see the world in a very, very positive way. And I'm telling you, if you're going to make it through this world with a smile on your face, You got to start focusing, we have to start focusing on the positive things, not the negative. On the goodness that's in this world. On the goodness that's within people. Oh, it's so easy to sit and open up a newspaper and say, we live in a crazy world. We live in a world of Mishugayim. But then read that same newspaper again. And you realize we live in a world of such kindness, in a world where there is such care, in a world where there is such incredible concern. All we have to do is open our eyes and we see it. And that's what the Torah is telling us. Adam. You know why it's such a tragedy, speaking of Lashon hara? Because you have the potential of being such an awesome Adam, being such an awesome human being. A human being that not only does awesome things, but sees awesomeness in everyone and in everything and in every situation. And when you speak Lashon hara, and you squander that ability to be this incredible Adam, that's the tragedy of Lashon hara. It's not a lowlife that's speaking Lashon hara. It's a potential Adam. And the Torah stops and reminds us, think that one out. Because you're awesome, and awesome people see awesomeness all over. Open up your eyes, and you will see the niflos, the awesomeness of creation, the awesomeness of our Creator, and the awesomeness of all created beings. We should have an amazing Shabbos, a Shabbos of positivity, a Shabbos of happiness, a Shabbos where all we see is just beauty. Shabbos, everyone.